Good afternoon, and welcome to the second Near Peer Career Panel of our second season. I'm Mike Cohen. I'm the Partnership Manager for the New York Harbor School. Today's panel focuses on Harbor School's Ocean Engineering CTE program. This panel is brought to you by the Billy and Oyster Project with funding from the National Science Foundation and the John K. and Elizabeth W. Knorr Charitable Foundation. Please take a few minutes after the panel to fill out a survey from the National Science Foundation. Helene will drop a link into the chat a few times during the panel. We'll start by asking our panelists to introduce themselves, then we'll dive right into some panel discussions. If you have questions of your own for the panelists, please drop them into the chat or the Q&A box, and we'll ask some of them at the end. Our time is short today, so I'm going to stop talking and pass it over to our moderator, Gabriella McAlpin, a senior in the Marine Affairs Policy and Advocacy Program. As our time today is short, I want to warn our panelists that Gabby will be both diplomatic and brutal about letting you know when it's time to pass the mic. So Gabby, take it away.
Hey everybody, good to see you guys again. My name is Gabrielle McAlpin. Like Mike said, I am a senior in Marine Policy and Advocacy, and here I'll be your moderator. And today we are here to discuss the different pathways into ocean engineering, which you can do in the career, and the successes and challenges encountered along the way. Our panelists today are our industry professionals, Tony Reed and Jacob Schnoes, our beloved Harbor School alumni, Kamani Brown, India Hill, Arden, Nablin Green, and Angel Letepa, sorry. And our current seniors in the CTE, John Stacy and Edgar Campos. And we're also joined today by Harbor School's Ocean Engineering instructor himself, Rick Lee. And we are running a little short on time, so I'm going to say, like what Mike said, I'm going to give you guys a minute each to speak briefly about your background and how and why you got into this field. I don't want to be too nitpicky, but time is running short, so I am going to have to remind you when your minute is up. But yeah, maybe we should start with the industry professionals on introducing themselves. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's start with Mr. Tony Reed. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us about your career, please?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? All right, we only got 1 minute, right? So let's get to it. My name's Tony Reed. I run a company called Drone Cadets, all right? This company that we started with is to get you guys mostly involved with drone technology, get you exposed to this technology, because we have what they call a workforce development side to it. Getting you guys involved with this technology is very important, because now we need more drone pilots than ever to inspect, to survey construction sites, even run with me to hurricanes this season. So, Sergeant Reed here, love to show you guys what I do, get involved. I think my minute's up. I'm dropping the mic.
You a little early, but thank you so much for keeping it short. Appreciate it. All right, next, can we please have Mr. Jacob Schnoes talk about his career?
Howdy, everyone. My name is Jacob Schnoes, and I am a structural engineer with Ørsted, an offshore wind engineering company. And I've been doing this for a couple of years now. And I have a background in ocean engineering, so it's good on our topic of the talk today. An ocean engineering degree from Texas A&M, and I've been in the industry for about 5 years now. And I could go on, but I don't know how much time it's going to take me, so I'll save it for questions. We'll get on later.
Oh, for sure. No problem. Thank you so much. And now we're going to go into our Harbor School alumni. Kamani, can you please share a bit about yourself, if it's okay?
So, could you see me?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so my name is Kamani Brown. I started off ocean engineering in my sophomore year of high school, and that led me to go to college to pursue computer science due to the last year of high school where we did a lot of programming and coding and 3D modeling. And what I hope to get out of that is get a job in the game development field. And yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Kamani. Next, we'll have India. Can you please share a bit about yourself with us, India?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I am a second year currently attending the Georgia Institute of Technology. I was in the ocean engineering focus in Harbor School, but now I'm studying environmental engineering, basically just looking into the behavior and impacts of like contaminants associated with human activities. And I'm also involved in some computer science coding because of that. And yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Arden, can you please share a bit about yourself, please?
Hey, what's up, everyone? I graduated Harbor and studied ocean engineering last year, and I'm currently in Denmark studying mechanical engineering, hoping that I can get into the aerospace engineering field.
Sorry, that was just my phone. Please continue. Oh, no, your timer was what up, Arden. That was just my phone going off. You can continue.
It's all right. That's good.
All right, so sorry about that. Okay, next, Angel, can you please tell us about yourself a bit? So sorry about my phone, by the way, everybody.
Hi everyone. I'm a sophomore at the University at Buffalo. I'm currently studying electrical engineering. I was in the ocean engineering program, graduate 2020. Currently, I'm just working on Arduino, SolidWorks, and yeah, that's about it. That's about me.
All right, thank you so much. And now we're moving on to our current seniors in the CTE, John Stacy. Can you please tell us a bit about yourself, John?
Hey, what's up? My name is John Stacy, and I'm a senior at New York Harbor School in the ocean engineering program. I've been taking engineering classes since 7th grade, and I've been really enjoying it so far. So I decided to do that when I went to Harbor.
All right, thanks so much, John. And now we're gonna go on to Edgar. Edgar, tell us a bit about yourself and why you're in ocean engineering.
Hello, my name is Edgar Campos, senior in ocean engineering. What else to say?
Just tell us about yourself and why you chose ocean engineering. Why you're in ocean.
Oh, I want to do computer sciences for college, and that's basically it.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, now we're gonna start the panel discussion. And this first question is for anybody can answer this first question. What is ocean engineering? Maybe we could have.
Hello. My name is Rick, and I'm going to take this out into the hallway so that there's not an. Ocean engineering is a field for the course that I teach. Is focused on basically exposing students to a wide variety of engineering principles, a little bit of mechanical engineering, a little bit of electrical engineering, some computer programming, and computer-aided design. And then, of course, just how to work with groups, how to work on long-term projects. And then it's not, the ocean part of it really just comes from really that we're working often in a marine environment here, and we try to focus some of the projects around that. Ocean engineering as a field is a little different than that, so maybe I can have somebody else answer that question in terms of what ocean engineering looks like as a professional.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe we could have Mr. Jacob talk about it.
I can talk about that. For me as an ocean engineer, what I do is I take the wind, wave, current, metocean characteristics and calculate the forces on structures. So trying to design something in the marine environment, be it ships, wind turbines, like I do now, or anything else, coastal engineering, that kind of stuff. So being able to take engineering principles and use them in a marine environment.
Hey, thank you so much. Does anybody else want to answer this question, or is it safe to move on to the next one?
So also, what's cool about being a drone pilot, right, is that when you have individuals such as those professionals, we go in, we actually inspect those turbines, right, that actually need maintenance. So the cool thing about it, right, it's like we're like a family, right? So they build it, we make sure it's maintained at the same time by utilizing and collecting data on those the wind turbines. So it's connectivity. We're squad. So we work together. So I dropped the mic.
I really appreciate how passionate you are about it. It makes me excited about ocean engineering, even though it's not my CCE. All right, thank you so much for your answers. And this one is more directly towards professionals. There are many paths. Obviously, as we can see, there are many paths we can take within ocean engineering. As an example, our industry professional panelists represent very different fields of offshore wind and robotics. Zach and Tony, would you like to talk about what attracts you to each to your field?
Well, I'm gonna let you guys know. Can you see me? There we go. Yes, you can see me. All right. So mainly because of the military, right? So I've been in the military for 13 years now. The use cases that we use with drones and use cases that we use on the field all stems from that. That's how I got the exposure going from the robotics side. And now that I'm in the civilian sector now I have the responsibility to show kids that this type of technology is literally versatile. You can utilize it in the military and on the civilian side to actually make a sustainable income. And with the drone industry specifically, it literally disrupts every industry. When I mean disrupts, you can use it in any industry now. All right, and it's so new. Started in 2016. It's like a brand new baby, 6 years old. So right now we need to cultivate it, right? What we need to do, we need to add additions to it. And you guys, since you're the future, I'm looking at y'all. So I'm here to teach you everything I know. And then you go make some money with it. That's what I'm all about, showing you how to make that money and making sure you're sustainable in the future, all right? I dropped the mic.
All right. Wait, just a little bit before you speak, Rick. Can I ask everybody to turn on their cameras, please? I know not a lot of people like to do that, but it's required for this meeting, unfortunately. So I need everybody to have their cameras on. Great. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Now we can continue on. Rick, it looks like you had something to say about this. Can you please give us some of your input?
I don't know that I had anything more to add, honestly.
Oh, all right, no problem. Maybe Mr. Snows can add a little bit more to it, or
Sure.
are we ready to add something?
Yeah.
Sure, go on.
I had a more, I guess, definitely the more civilian side of a path into this industry that I went to university right out of high school, got a 4-year degree in ocean engineering, and then went straight into the workforce and started working. So, like as Tony was showing, there's a lot of different ways you can go about it. You don't have to go and get a PhD or something. Yeah, you can go and get involved any different way that you want to, be it from offshore on a boat, or engineer, or running the robotics. There's tons of different groups of people out offshore. It's not just bookie nerds like myself out there. There's a whole group of people.
We need to look, all right, and being a nerd is awesome, all right? We need the nerds, right? Because without you guys,
there's a fair amount of us, so you won't be alone. But
come on now, we're a team, bro. We're a team.
Thank you so much, Atui, honestly. All right, this one's more for the alumni now. For the alumni who are here with us today, what sector of engineering or technology are you currently pursuing, either in college or at work?
Right now, I'm studying mechanical engineering.
Mm-hmm.
After graduating from ocean engineering last year.
After, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Electrical engineering, studying electrical engineering after high school.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm studying environmental, so I'm already seeing a lot of the crossovers from the ocean engineering class in my own work. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, you guys. All right, going on to the current seniors, we're looking at y'all. And for the seniors, have you decided yet what path you'd like to take on after you graduate from Harvard? Or are you guys still deciding?
I'm thinking of doing computer technology or computer engineering.
All right, thank you so much, Edgar. How about you, John?
As for me, the thing about engineering is because of how many fields there are, I don't really know exactly which one I want to go into yet. So you kind of find a pool of ones that you like, and you'll pick out of those which ones you like the most. So for me, my top two are mechanical engineering and biomechanical engineering. So those are probably the two most likely that I would pursue in college.
No, no problem. And they do really suit you. Those two fields, they suit you. All right. Yeah. Okay, now we're going back to the professionals. How has the pandemic affected your industries? If they has it was like a bad impact, maybe even a good impact, just let me know. And
I'm gonna take that right now. Here we go. All right.
Go ahead.
Everyone loves drones, right? So literally it actually has an overflow of a huge impact. Why? Because today's times, right, during COVID-19, we got to actually experiment with drone deliveries, right? Drone deliveries has been a vast, huge hitting market right now. So working with companies like Walmart, companies like Drone Up, areas of CVS, literally, the 6 feet, 8 feet rule, no drone. The drones were the thing, we literally got to utilize it and do proof of concept, right? Literally, obviously you got a trial and error, crashing drones, what areas of wind, what kind of functionalities in the weather. So, literally excel the drone industry to now we can actually propel to more people, educate more people, and then on top of that, create more business to areas, again, to communities that literally do not get exposure to technology. So it's actually an educational thing at the same time propelling business side. So the two came together and it's a winning combination. I rest, I drop the mic.
Thank you so much.
For me, the challenge was going offshore. One of the first ones was that with COVID restrictions, we would have to go and get everyone set up early. We would get people in hotels early, and if someone ended up having COVID, they would have to switch out at the last minute and affect timelines in that regard. Also, the company I work for is in Copenhagen. So I go back and forth relatively frequently, like maybe 2-3 times a year to Denmark. I'm actually going there a week from today and working with them and getting closer and stuff like that. But with COVID, it's been extremely challenging going back and forth and working with them and continuing on projects. So it's been mainly, Zoom meetings like this and work from home. And I live in Texas, and that's 7 hours behind Copenhagen. So I've been had lots of early mornings trying to interact with my Danish colleagues. So that's another issue with the pandemic that's been affecting us.
All right, thank you so much. And there's a question in chat. What school is Angel currently attending? And he answered in chat. For those who want to know, he's currently attending the University of Buffalo. Just for those who wanted to know that. And moving on to now the students and alumni. For any student or alumni who experienced Harvard School both before and during COVID, how did COVID differ your experience?
So the main thing, the main thing about COVID and engineering is we had stuff planned for senior year or junior year too that we couldn't do at home, obviously. So what we did was we split the junior year, 2 things that we were going to do in junior year, and we did that half during the entirety of our junior year, and the other half we're doing right now in senior year. And that is right now we're focusing on 3D printing. And over the pandemic, we mostly did Arduino and stuff. So.
All right, thank you so much. Edgar, do you want to tell us a little bit about how the 3D printing has been going, or no thanks?
Okay, well, for us, when COVID started, I was with Kamani, we were juniors, I think. No, yeah, mid-junior year. We were locked out of school for like a year and a half, so really threw a wrench into everything. We were going to do the make competition, but that didn't actually end up happening. So we mostly just did Arduino at home, which it ended up pretty well. It was a good program, as much of what John said. It was a little disappointing, but I think it worked out in the end.
I'm glad it did, honestly. Would anyone else want to add to this? Oh, and sorry, Arden. Oh, yeah, thank you for your camera. Would anyone else want to answer the question, or is it okay for me to move on? No? All right. I think we're set. All right. Next question. Anybody can answer this one. What is the most exciting thing about either studying ocean engineering or just working in this field in general?
Are we talking about during the 3 years?
Yeah, sure. It can either be during the 3 years working with them, or just like what you're doing right now. Anything related to ocean engineering. What makes it fun for you?
I would say that it was really hands-on experience. I feel like you won't really get that in college unless you join a club. But ocean engineering was like really hands-on experience. So you really get to learn how to use like power tools, and you learn how to 3D model and how to design things on SolidWorks, which was really fun. And you sort of learn like how like little underwater robots operate underwater, which is pretty cool. So a lot of hands-on experience.
Like it's like very unique. You wouldn't expect it to to do it in any other school. So that's why I like ocean engineering. Do a lot of hands-on thing. It's pretty fun. So yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Anybody else want to answer the question before I move on to the next one?
So I work with a company called SOFAR, based out in California. Since drone technology is relative, right? We got the air, now we got underwater. So we got to actually test out here in New York a lot of different boats for boating season for their fan blades, the hull. So literally the underwater ROVs that we utilize. It's a great business tool to actually start if you're going to start a company, especially because there's not many people literally diving in. Everyone's opened up a drone company, but if you're going to focus on something that's a need and have a use case for it, you literally could make some really good money doing that. So, we started that, and we're going to start a program up for the drone cadets so they actually can do that themselves, come up with a business model, underwater, the bridges, the tunnels, everything's embedded in the water. You got to inspect those things. Relatively inspections and maintenance are important for infrastructure. So think about those things, guys. Get into it. Get your mind right. You're already in the right place. You're going to the right school. Why not make some money doing it, right? And be sustainable. I dropped the mic. Final. That's that.
Thank you so much, honestly. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next question, which I think is a pretty crucial question to ask. Then anybody can answer this one. I just had it up. Hold on. Sorry. For anyone asking this question, how can we advance ocean engineering as an industry sector, and what steps are being taken to make it more diverse?
Could you repeat that question? I didn't really hear it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm talking too fast anyway. How can we advance ocean engineering as an industry sector, and what steps are being taken to make it a more diverse sector? So, like, what are we doing to make ocean engineering more diverse, or what's happening to make it more diverse?
Say for us, the way we're working on the diversity is just not always going to the exact same spot. When we're recruiting, at least from my background for schools, like when we were first starting to join, they were only taking people from their university in Denmark. And that was a very singular group of people there. It was, Danes, local people, but now they've been hiring outside and hiring more folks in. We have an office now in Louisiana. We have, we're building an office where I live in Houston as well, and pulling people from different groups. My team is, I work with a woman from South Korea, a guy from India, 2 guys from Spain, 1 woman from Poland. And a couple of people from Louisiana, which I feel like they're slightly different as well, a couple of Cajuns. But it's reaching out and meeting people from other groups and encouraging them and speaking to students like y'all and trying to get more people in the next generation interested in this industry.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, running a little bit out of time, but I want to ask this question in chat from Laura. What type of for the alumni and the students, what type of internships I can't talk, I'm so sorry. What type of internships did you have or do you currently have?
As for me, I actually worked with Tony's company directly, Drone Cadets, and I worked on their book that they wrote about teaching kids how to fly drones.
Oh, wow.
And I was an editor for that, and I picked up some knowledge about drones on the way. While I was editing the book, I had to read it over. So there's that.
All right, thank you so much. Would any other alumni want to talk about their past internships or current interests regarding ocean engineering?
Well, while I was at Harbor School, I, along with Angel, did a engineering internship over the summer with the Oyster Project. So that was interesting. At the moment, not exactly an internship, but just getting some experience volunteering with the different labs on campus, doing like data collection. It's also somewhat connected to the ocean sector. We're doing basically research with like tadpoles and farming in like water. So that's what I'm up to at the moment. But yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
I actually started a program with a friend in the school I'm at where we build and fly drones, except we got them all landed on the roof, so that didn't go very well, but we'll get them down eventually.
For sure, no problem. Okay, thank you guys so much for answering the question, and we're running a little last question to ask today. So this is for professionals and alumni once more. Was there a moment in your life where you thought this career path wasn't for you? And if so, what brought you back to it?
You said it one more time?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm so sorry if I'm talking too low. Was there a moment in your life where you thought this career path wasn't for you? And if so, what brought you back to it? And this question is for the professionals and the alumni.
Of course. So, demographic wise, there's not many Black people in the drone industry, which is about 3% now. That's a very low margin. So when I first got in, I'm like, this ain't for me. But I was like, wait, I'm like, this is something new. It's innovative. I'm like, this is the wild, wild west. So I was like, you know what? Let me stick to it. Let me see what I get out of it. With the first mission I got deployed was to Hurricane Harvey. And we literally got to collect data on damage assessment of people's homes. And that literally opened up my brain. I was like, whoa, I got to let the people know what I just did. So, literally in the beginning, I was like, and, people get comfortable with what they see, right? The comfortability of who you are and where you're from. I'm like, I had to think outside that box. And it was an opportunity for me to make a difference for the community and for all the little kids in the communities that don't get a chance like this. So now I can bring what I know to every block in Brooklyn, Queens, every area that people forget about. And there you go, man. That's my mission right there. And now, now you can be like me or be better than me, take my business model and project, because there's so much money in this industry you can make. I'm just here to share. That's it. That's all I got.
And I appreciate you coming to Houston during Harvey. We needed all the help we could get when that happened a couple of years ago.
Insanity, bro. But hey,
it was unbelievable. But for me, when I thought the career wasn't for me, it was actually when I first switched in, because I was in formerly oil and gas before going into renewables and offshore wind. And I thought I knew what I was doing. I had a few years experience. I was good. In my first 2-3 months I was working with PhDs. I was working with extremely sharp people who are very, very good at their jobs. And I was just overwhelmed. So there was like something advice you could take, and not like learning how to code is good, learning how to think is good and all that, but it's being able to just kind of work through stress. And if you're starting to feel overwhelmed, just to be able to go through that, because if you're struggling at the very beginning of a new job or a new schooling like that, you can just like kind of put your head down and work through it. And that's the way to surpass those things. Cause that's where I was for the first 3 months when I was in wind. I thought I was just overwhelmed. I couldn't keep up, but I just got to stick with it. That's more important than learning how to do C++ or like any other equations, it's being able to stick with your goals, be it with drones, wind, whatever y'all decide to do.
All right. Thank you so much. Your inputs are really, really important to not only me, but to the people who are like really interested in this. I'm really glad you guys are here with us today, honestly. Okay, usually this part of the meeting is for the people who want, for the students who want to ask questions in chat, and then I read them out and you guys answer them. So far, yeah, you guys can start pointing questions. Looking a little dry right now, so I'm gonna ask some additional questions, but I will be watching chat to see if there's any questions that need to be asked. Okay, one last question. This is for the professionals once more. When you go to work, how do you feel when you go to work? Do you feel, are you content? Are you satisfied? Or are you bored, excited, scared, etc.? And what are some specific things that you don't like, that you like or don't like to do on your job?
All right. So, of course, I wake up, I'm a drone pilot. Who wouldn't want to do that every day, right? You get to play with drones all day and collect data. Of course, I wake up excited. What I don't like, man, I don't like these Zoom meetings because sometimes, I like to be face to face, that's the type of person I am. We're people. We need to be able to see each other, and be able to talk to one another, So the Zoom meetings, that really don't sit too fine with me, but whatever makes business happen, business is business. But I wake up every day like, I gotta get the drones fixed. We gotta maintain the drone. We got this client we gotta get done. We got 15 miles of transmission distribution lines to knock out with 25 batteries. So, critical thinking, all those, wind is coming in. What airspace am I allowed to fly in? So those are things, I love to just figure out. And then just like I said, man, the Zoom meetings, I hate it. I just want to get us back together, get back to the old days. Let's go back to 2019, all right? That's what here we go.
I certainly agree on Zoom meetings. It's Teams or Zooms or anything. It's the face to face is what you need. That's definitely a tough part. But for me as well, I enjoy what I'm doing. It's exciting. It's fun. I get to crunch a lot of numbers. I get to see new stuff. Like we're building the first commercial sized wind farm off the coast of Rhode Island right now. I'm in New England, and where I'm getting to contribute on that. It's some of the first stuff that gets done in the United States when it comes to offshore wind. So it's really exciting, really big picture, really fast paced work that I'm working on. So I'm same thing. It's really enjoying it. The only thing is Zoom calls aren't fun. And sometimes you can get stressed. Sometimes I can have a couple too many things running at once and it can be slightly overwhelming, but it's, you figure it out. You can lean on your colleagues and talk around, but it can be struggling at times, but it's a fun thing. It's a fun career. It's fulfilling. It's a really exciting career to have.
Okay, thank you so much. This next question is directed more towards current seniors. Can any one of you talk about a little bit more about your career or college plans after graduation if you're sure about it yet? If not, it's totally okay.
Well, I already know what career I want to pursue, engineering, but finding a college is more about, for me, it's finding a college with a diverse pool of engineering, because I don't know exactly what I want to do yet. So that's mostly where most of the colleges I've applied to have fulfilled that criteria.
I basically have the same thing as John. Like, I just want to do anything that has to do with engineering because I find it really fun and it's a cool topic. So yeah.
Thank you so much. There's a question in chat. How much do you make in this field? Would anyone of the professionals would like to answer this question?
All right, so when I first started in the drone industry, started making $75 an hour. All right, collecting data. It's projecting. It's based on your experience, right? So if you guys literally, it's what I want everyone to do. Go to Indeedjobs.com, right? Look at what a drone pilot makes. All right, you have to start somewhere, right? You're not going to make tons of money coming out the butt. You got to literally building blocks. Experience is key. All right. So the company or anybody that comes to you literally is going to hire you, give you that top dollar. So I started off because of my experience with $75 an hour, right? Of course, I now run a company. I want to make sure everybody in my employees are making sustainable income. So I start them off the $30 to $45 an hour because they matter. Their experience matters. And, that's what we do, and that's where we've been going. So, this experience is key. Get some experience under your belt, and then you can literally name your price, name your number. I rest. That's it. I'm dropping the mic, guys. That's it.
Need to go and being a drone pilot. Goodness, they're doing well for themselves. I was coming out of school. I'm trying to remember, making somewhere in the 50s, and then working my way up now to making low six figures with my current role with PE with 5 years experience. So there's the whole gamut, and I'm just a lowly engineer. Like there's managers above me, and I only have 5 years experience. So at that point now in my career, I'm happy with how much I'm earning, and the sky's the limit. At least with Tony and I's are very new industries, and there's a lot of growth. So I'm very confident the sky's the limit for me in offshore wind. I know same for Tony being a business owner. Those are some really good places to be right now, and industries that are growing. So we'll be able to make a lot of money in those places.
All right, thank you so much. And I think that concludes our meeting. Thank you so much for everybody who has answered the questions, who came out of it, made time of their day to come here and join the Zoom meeting. Like Tony said, Zoom meetings are but it's all we have at the moment because of a pandemic. But I still appreciate y'all coming out and answering questions, along with the alumni. Mike and I appreciate you guys so much for being here with us today.
Yeah, thank you, Gabby. Thank you, panelists. Thank you, Tony, Jacob, come on. Thank you, Helene Hetrick, for running the tech behind the scenes. And thank you for the National Science Foundation and the John K. and Elizabeth W. Noor Charitable Foundation for funding these panels. Please take a few minutes to complete the NSF survey that Helene dropped into the chat. And thank you all for joining us today. We hope we will see you in 2 weeks for our next panel, which will be focused on Harbor School's professional diving program and the field of professional diving. Everybody have a great weekend.